Hello and welcome back to another video, and today it is going to be the recap of the Montreal Canadiens game last night. Um, it wasn't really what you want to see. It was a 4-3 overtime loss with the overtime goal being from Jesper Barat on the Devils. Um, Honestly, just not really the game wasn't very it wasn't super interesting, I'll be completely honest. Montreal wasn't playing on top of their game yet again. Um, but neither was the Devils. The Devils' power play was very, very horrible last night. For being one of the top power plays in the league, their power play was atrocious last night. Um, their power play was only a whopping 0%. They were 0 for 5. Really just, like I said, a pitiful power play. Um, it was just like watching their power play was like I think I would much rather watch paint dry. Um, it was not very eventful. Um, their power play so bad. Montreal's power play was not much better. There wasn't a single power play goal all game. Montreal's power play was also at a whopping 0%. They were 0 for 2. Devils were 0 for 5. And the first thing I gotta say is I feel very bad for Jacob Dolbish. He was very emotional after the end of last night's game, and I do just have to pretty much just say that I feel bad for him in a sense because he played really well last night. He made a lot of big time saves, like he always does. He's all season long. He's been so good, and it's just unfortunate to see a loss come like that, especially when Montreal easily could have won. Now, there is one thing I will say, though, is in the break, on that final goal, the Jasper Bratt goal, I do understand where Dolbish is saying he lost the game for Montreal, because he could have put his glove on that puck. I wasn't too sure why he didn't, but it's alright, because you go to overtime. He was playing lights out all game. Then it goes to overtime, and, well, what do you know? It starts off Montreal being kind of sluggish, like they have been the last couple overtimes they've been into. But, no, what Montreal unfortunately ended up happening to them and to Dobish was that none other than Alex Newhook thought he was Connor McDavid, but with brick hands, and tried dangling through 3 players. Turns around, loses the puck to Jesper Bratt, gets caught flat-footed. Bratt goes down on the breakaway and snipes one 5-hole on Dobish, and that is the game. Super unfortunate, but there's not really much you can really say to that. Besides, I feel bad for Dobish. But to kind of give it a positive light, Noah Dobson played really well last night. So did Kirby Dach. Kirby Dach played super well. Jake Evans had a very interesting goal. So did Kirby Dach. Markstrom did not play very well at all last night, so it's a little bit unfortunate Montreal could not capitalize on Markstrom's poor play. Like Markstrom's first goal and Kirby Dach, I don't think I'll ever see that for a while. Puck gets shot, tipped, and it goes up, and it's Kirby Dach's goal, assisted by Noah Dobson and Michael Matheson. And then the next goal Montreal scores is down. They're down 2-1, and next thing you know, Jake Evans just puts a shot on net, and it goes in, assisted by Anderson and Dobson. Just a lucky goal. You shoot when you shoot, and he got lucky with that one. And then later on, Oliver Kapanen with a really nice, no, I wouldn't say really nice goal, but it's a goal that I like to see. It's when the player's in front of the net, and, you know, it was off of a back-to-back penalties killed. Struble with 2 dumb penalties in the third period. One for hooking on Nosek, which easily could have been avoided, and a high stick, which again easily could have been avoided. And he just decided that he didn't care. He He played very interesting last night. Like, he had a period, like in the second period, he played really well, Jaden Struble. In the first period, he was he was something. He wasn't very good, but he wasn't very bad. Like, he was very mid. And then in that third period, he played horrible. And I'm just honestly still flabbergasted on how Marty St. Louis continues to give certain guys so much time on ice. And speaking of giving guys time on ice, why the fuck did Joe Veleno get almost 13 minutes time on ice last night? That is he had more time on ice than the colder favorite in Ivan Demidov. He had more ice time than Kapanen, who's way better. He had more ice time than Zachary Bolduc and Kirby Dach. Kirby Dach had a goal in this game. He had more ice time than Brendan Gallagher, who didn't have a point. Plays better than Joe Veleno. Joe Veleno had 12 minutes and 44 seconds of time on ice, and he was out there in the last minute of the game in the third period, which led to a goal. I'm so confused on what went through his head, Marty St. Louis' head, to play Joe Veleno in critical time. Not just critical time, but to play Joe Veleno for more than 5 minutes. He was the worst player on the Habs. He's been the worst player on the Habs. He has no points through 9 games and is horrible. He is pretty much a penalty in every single game, which still baffles me to why he's getting so much time on ice and why Montreal hasn't called somebody up that could replace him, because Montreal has better players available. I was hoping Joe Veleno would come into Montreal, play like he did at the end of the season with Detroit, and hopefully, be like the fourth liner that could potentially be a third line talent. He is horrible. He is atrocious. One of the worst players I've ever watched play in a Habs jersey. And I've watched through some horrible seasons. I watched during COVID when they played during COVID, and their whole lineup was pretty much an AHL lineup, and that lineup was still better. Every single player in that lineup was still better than Joe Veleno is. Joe Veleno is one of the worst players in the NHL, and I'm so confused to why he had 12 minutes and 44 seconds of time on ice against the Devils, the best team in the Eastern Conference. Montreal is going to compete with them so far to start off the year for that first spot in the East, and you're playing Joe Veleno 13 minutes. Joe Veleno is horrible. Like, every other game he's gotten minimum below 10 minutes of time on ice, but why are you giving him so much more time on ice? Especially against a good team. Like, I get penalties and stuff, but you don't need to be sending him out at the end of every single penalty kill. Like, he's not good. And I don't know what Marty St. Louis needs to do to figure out how to properly play Joe Veleno, but I can tell you one thing, and to properly playing Joe Veleno is to keep him out of the lineup. The only way to properly play Joe Veleno is to keep him out of the lineup and just don't let him play hockey. He is not good, and he won't be good. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can't make a bad player good when he is committed to being bad. He's taken some of the stupidest penalties I've seen in a while. Like, his 2-minute instigator when he decides to go make out with a guy because of a clean hit and puts Montreal on the penalty kill against Ottawa. That was such a stupid penalty, and he knew it. But what Marty St. Louis does, and what Marty St. Louis does is he lets him get away with it. He lets him get away with it. He wants to make players good. Well, I have a here to say, to make players good, get them the fuck off the ice. To make that player good, you're gonna need a lot more than what you think. So just stop trying to help his development process. It's not going to work out. He's been able to develop other centers, but you can't develop somebody this bad. He is so bad that the only level he'll ever be good at is maybe a fourth liner. He is that bad. And I don't see a world where Joe Veleno is anywhere near this team next year. I don't see a world where Joe Veleno is playing in the NHL next year after his performance so far to start off this season. He is so bad that it is literally giving me, I could make a whole video pointing out every single play and why Joe Valeno was bad. Some of his penalties he takes, like a head contact, you could have easily avoided that last game against Philadelphia, and it led to a goal, and you could have easily avoided it last game. But what did he do? He just pulled out a bunch of bag of dumb bricks and threw it at his head. Like, the guy is seriously stupid. He seriously has a negative hockey IQ. I seriously just don't understand the point of why Marty St. Louis ever, or even really Kent Hughes even brought him in. Like, he is this bad. If you did your proper scouting, you would have seen how bad this guy is, and this guy is atrocious. He is horrible. Like, one of the worst players I've seen in my life. Like, it's sad. I honestly just don't even know what else to say besides they are just, like, he is just horrible. But, like, just atrocious, and it ruins the enjoyment. Like, Montreal gets worse when he's on the ice. Like, how many chances do they get when Joe Valeno's on the ice? That's a stat that, like, I need to see because it's going to be a lot. But it's just so bad, so hard to watch him play. It's just something, like, I don't even know how to say how bad of a player he is. It's just so hard to see. Like, if Montreal had Joshua Waugh in that spot, I would have been fine. Joshua Waugh can kill a penalty. Owen Beck can kill a penalty. Like, I don't understand why Joe Valeno's in the NHL. And honestly, if I were Ken Hughes, I'd be going out and trying to get somebody for that fourth line spot. I'd go out and trade a 6th round pick for somebody right now just to get Joe Valeno out of that spot. And I'm being 100% serious because he is atrocious. He is so bad, and it ruins the Canadiens' chances at winning games. But that is going to be it for this video. I didn't really talk as much about other factors and the reason why Montreal lost, mainly Joe Valeno and Marty St. Louis' choice to play Joe Valeno. This is my joining of the Joe Valeno dislike club. I'm not going to say hate club because we're not at that point just yet, but if he continues to play as much as he has been playing, then it might be a joining of the Joe Valeno hate club. But that's going to be it for this video today and the recap for today. I hope you guys really did enjoy. I do enjoy making these videos. Let me know how you guys felt in the comment section below. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe and let me know how you felt in the comment section. But that is going to be it for this video today. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys later. Next video coming out round 3 tomorrow. Anyways, see ya. Bye.